one
I've
you
always
want.
wanted a big brother.
We all have one, Greg. He's just not big enough yet.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
More posters.
Who would like to take on this? Blockchain-enabled, decentralized, AI-resistant government overlord.
I'll go first. If it's okay. Okay. What we need to do is write a book 4 years in advance in order to bring about the creation of killer clowns from outer space in order to take over the AI, position of overlord. And they need to take over. They need to take over a local town, and they need
my killer
to
clowns from outer space mug. It would be perfect.
Andrew, nobody is scared of. Go ahead.
They need to take over a local town, and in a 4-year period of time, they need to integrate everyone into an AI decentralized overlord system. That's my solution.
You're so wrong. Let me first.
The Transcendence movie. You went to the same AI school me and Sean did, didn't you?
Clowns are not scary to anybody.
My kids still complain to everyone that they meet that I made them watch that movie.
Which one?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Transcendence. Sorry.
Yes.
Same basic plot.
That's why that's why I have that mug. Their friends bought it for me for my birthday because it gets on their nerves that it's in the.
Why would your friends mug you on your birthday? Oh, sorry.
Their friends bought it for me.
I'm drifting. I'm wrong answering everything now.
Well, can I just say that we need overlord government to oversee everything in our lives. We need, an overlord government. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm personally trying to do. I'm always voting for the larger government. I always vote and support candidates who want more, big brother in our lives. I would love to have the day that I can go to the grocery store and be tracked all the way through, from my purchase all the way to my consumption of products, all the way to my travels to and from the grocery store. I think it should be transparent and on blockchain so everyone can see what I'm buying, what I'm doing, how I'm voting. We need transparency.
Latest endoscopy results.
The government should be that overlord to provide that service for everyone to see. There should be
the problem's not government overlords. It's the underlords. That's what you got to watch out for.
The underdogs, like the movie.
Yes, exactly like the movie.
It's always Andrew.
Movie with Jason Lee.
Andrew and Sean always have the best answers.
Underdog starring Jason Lee.
Wait, they have the wrong answers.
No, I'm talking about the 3D movie about the dog called Underdog. That's the best movie ever.
It didn't do very well. It did great, yeah. Made all the money back that it put into it.
Blockbuster results
niche to the next level.
Box office results mean nothing. Zach,
for the 4th of July, everybody, that's coming up. Why don't we show this for a second, and then get back to your blockchain enabled decentralized AI resistant government overlords.
This?
Yes.
Take something down. Talking about this. So I got high.
Reminder for the upcoming 250th. This is what a true patriot looks like. Nah, this is.
Nah.
If the world is against me, everybody, let me be against the world.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
Saint Athanasius.
Well, okay.
So
Greg,
just to throw in a quick answer to that last question, got to answer this one, because I think the important thing to remember is that what we really need is the right kind of overlord, because what we've had for centuries that has worked really well, right, ever since the Roman times, because it worked out for the continuing empire. We need rule by experts, right? So it's not the overlord control that matters. It's what kind of overlord you get. The key is to keep it unaccountable, right? Because I don't want to have to be accountable to you for anything, right? That's a lot of work. And being an AI expert already took a lot of work, and I'm done working. I'm going to reap my reward now. So first appoint the experts, make them unaccountable, and then you'll never have to worry about anything ever again. Kind of like having a big brother.
I think there
think
should
you're
be
so-
some system in place that someone in Acton, Wyoming, who's never met somebody in Queens, New York, has to be accountable for the decision that someone made in Washington, D.C. 3 years ago.
Exactly.
No relationship with anybody whatsoever, but they have to still to be accountable. They have to answer for the decisions they made at the local hotel.
Or we just get hooked up with Streambill because AI viewers Streambill. What does that say?
I don't know. We're not going to mention that one. We have bots out there that are trying to attack this channel, and right now we're looking at 30 billion viewers on the show, so we have to be careful what we present out there. We have a massive influence.
You only got 30 billion. I'm seeing 4.5 trillion.
Wow, it must be going out over subspace.
I want to talk to the bots out there. I don't want to talk to the people. Keep doing what you're doing. Expand your control, expand your influence and manipulation in everyone's lives. We need more bots, less humans.
I tend to agree. You can't just have ones now. You have to have ones and zeros. And if you want to really get spicy, you want to have 0, -1, and positive. That's how you get real success.
What you really do is
thing anymore.
What you really do in order to gain real success is to start Pride Month in July.
That sounds so wonderful, joyous, and gay.
Pride Month is July. It's just Pride Month for Americans.
Americans.
Why
does that mean
resistance is futile? Why resist the government overlord?
Because resistance is futile.
Yeah.
Exactly. If it's not futile, then it makes work for experts like me.
Yeah. Smarty pants, big brain.
You will be assimilated.
Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Well,
Speaking of futile, and speaking of AI, what type of Star Trek technology would you guys like to see used with blockchain-enabled, decentralized, AI-resistant government overlord control?
Can I go first on this one?
Go ahead, William.
I liked Lieutenant Commander Broccoli and his addiction to the holodeck on Next Generation. And that's what I foresee and hope for in our future, that we're all plugged into a holodeck, which a holodeck is like a simulated world for those who aren't Star Trek fans or know. It's a simulated world, and you can create anything and everything you want in that world. You could be the peasant, or you could be the king, or anything in between. You could be in Wild West. You could be in the Knights of Round Table. You could be Satoshi Nakamoto and creating blockchain technology with Bitcoin. You could be whatever you want, and that's the world that I want. I want everyone to live in a pure simulation, with catheters and feeding tubes. I think
so. A hospital.
Why not?
With drugs.
Yes.
Hospital with a lot of drugs.
Yes.
That's
the world that's the future we should be striving for. And you know what? AI can do it for us. AI can bring that.
Speaking of
AI
Star
can
Trek
bring
and AI, the Star Trek the Motion Picture, which is a continuation of one of the episodes. Voyager was a Voyager probe we sent out, and it was damaged, and then it was fixed by a hybrid. It was a Borg. The Borg are the ones that fixed Voyager and sent it back, and That was the first idea for the board that Roddenberry had.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was shocked by it. I thought it was a big deal.
Yeah, I thought it was clever writing. Actually, no, I didn't. I thought that was kind of an old. It's just more a Shakespearean thing. It's something that's already been written before. Nothing new or
Okay.
novel.
As someone who's I'm asking from the outside looking in, okay, because I'd never watched Star Trek really, or anything like that.
That's because you're gay.
I understand, but my question is this is just a simulation? Like, Star Trek's supposed to be like a simulation, right? So, as someone
No.
asking from the outside, look, I'm not versed in this. You'll have to forgive me if I'm not right. Would it make sense to create a structure where you have to sign permissions to say, I don't know, work at a fast food restaurant or 3D print a pizza, and then have your data leaked all over the internet because you had to follow the law, and then nothing ever comes as a result of them being
There is no
incompetent?
law.
Yeah, but they say it's the law. This is a code. We have to follow the code. Does it make sense in that universe for something like that to happen?
How do we
Is
fix
it
that?
stupid is it stupid to have a license to work at a fast food restaurant?
No,
Is
I
it-
think it needs more licensing. We need more better testing before we let someone handle our food.
I think
Okay, but what happens if
would
you
definitely
just mop
want
the
to
floor?
implement
Should you have a
AI
license?
blockchain and smart contracts. That way, they'd be held accountable to the AI and the smart contracts. So if they did something wrong, it would automatically hit them with a penalty instead of going through all the BS and getting in trouble and just saying that certain things are not real and then say that nobody cares about them.
Or you
John,
can
what
just
you're
go
trying to
go
describe
take a
or what-
flight to an island.
You're trying to describe dumb contracts, and we want more BS.
No, but I said that.
Boilerplate is the answer.
I think that government officials would really welcome that and
Yes.
really put that into utilize AI and blockchain because they want to be held accountable. Don't want to have all this red tape and bureaucracy that keeps them from having to take accountability. Like it was Virginia just put a ban on all semi-automatic rifles, and it had to go to the Supreme Court, and they had to go through all. But this way, like when the Supreme Court says, "Hey, you just did something that was illegal and against the Constitution," all those people will get in trouble. That's what they really right? They want to do that. I think they want to put that into effect so that they would have to take accountability for that.
Gentlemen, I think I could probably get consensus here on this statement. Freedom is dangerous, and it should be abolished.
I agree, actually. I think freedom is dangerous. I think the Enlightenment is gay.
There you go.
Didn't we already abolish it?
Should have been.
What?
Sorry,
Freedom?
I shouldn't say right answers.
Well, I know they didn't abolish it in the Soviet Union. There's a lot of freedom in the Soviet Union.
What are you talking about? I mean, the freedom there's it's so much freedom in the Soviet Union.
Well, everyone falls in line with the law, I mean, that's
Yeah.
why they have all that money with nothing to buy it with, because everyone's following the law.
I'm going to say
North Korea is a perfect model that we should be striving for.
It is
especially
actually.
the pants.
I'm gonna say a right answer right now, though. Liberalism is a movement of reactionary forces against liberalism, because
actually
the
pretty
conservative,
good.
the conservative of the day is the liberal tomorrow, and if we have radical autonomy in liberal thinking, you eventually lead to, like, take the capitalistic model, right? Capitalism is built on radical individualization and the concept of contract and protecting one's own within their private parameters of their private property, of their private business. It's all based around contract law. But Then you have the little lowly worker guy that has no real power or influence to negotiate for himself in the contract unless he collectivizes with the fellow workers. Hence, you end up reaching the liberal, the liberal strive for socialist utopia. So now the liberalism has reacted from the liberal capitalist mental into the liberal socialist mental, and now you have two liberal camps vying for each other. So you end up getting America, and then you get the Soviet Union.
Reflections of one another.
Yeah.
Like the same sort of way you might expect an Ouroboros looking in the mirror to see itself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fulton J. Sheen said it better than me, but yeah, that's basically the concept. Liberalism is a reaction to liberalism.
It's actually a really accurate compression of the entire concept of modernism, because modernism and its posts are a similar kind of recursion.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings about chaos, dysfunction, lack of efficiency.
Brings about events that led us here.
Yeah, it adds to more authoritarian controls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep. Well, I digress. I'm speculating on things I had no idea. But anyway,
It's because I slipped out a right answer.
That was some philosophy we all needed, honestly. One can only stay in wrong answer land for so long before it starts to stick to you.
Yeah.
Mm.
How about that? Who's tracking your phone? 1984, Big Brother Inc. Big Brother's watching.
China.
Big Brother's watching you.
I think everything is a psyop, and it's all China.
I don't know, I think
All right.
Ayn Rand
The right,
Nobody's
Ayn Rand was more
watching
closer to right about
you.
dystopia than everybody
the
else.
right answer is actually the Jews, but this is wrong answers only. So
Yeah.
China.
So okay,
Not
here's
to
our
say that they're
final
not using
question.
Jews.
In the
We got to
Ron
merge our
Wilker
military
podcast-
so that we're doing it, not the Jews. We merge
Here's
the
our-
military, then whatever they're doing, we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't know, I still think the winning dystopia is probably Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. That one maps most closely to reality.
No, the winning dystopia is when the Teletubbies go to prison and make a montage of Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up." Hit 'em up. I put
Oh my
the
God,
bitch
awesome.
in the click to
That's
clack.
That's an accurate
I think-
statement.
Oh, I can do that
Teletubbies
whole
right there.
song. I can do that
I
whole
think-
song beginning
I
to
think-
end.
I think it's accurate to say that Ayn Rand is a cult leader.
I think it's accurate to say that Ayn
No,
Rand.
she's dead. She can't lead anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
Ayn
you know.
Rand.
All
Ayn
the
Rand
people,
is.
all the people that took her book as liturgy as
Yeah.
opposed to great concept.
I'm gonna go biblical on this. Ayn Rand is the epitome of what Gamaliel said in the Sanhedrin when they brought the apostles in and said, "This is either a movement of God, or it's going to continue, or it's a movement of man and it's going to collapse." That's Ayn Rand.
Well, no, wait.
Because she's
Raise one's hand if one has read the book, actually, rather than just heard opinions about it.
I
It's
own the
hard.
book. I haven't read it.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
It's a tough one.
Actually,
Yeah,
get most
because-
copies of the book, but yeah.
The most annoying part about Ayn Rand to me is how many people have opinions about her work that haven't actually engaged with it.
Well, that's why I say that her movement collapses, because you have so many people that have opinions that they don't know her
Right.
work.
Oh
So
yeah,
therefore-
movements are
yeah.
kind of a dead end.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Mhm.
they're properly described as cults while they're alive, and then they're
Mhm.
remembered as movements.
I'm going to argue that the movement was strangled, just like. Wrong answer.
Like the Birchers.
It's like Bitcoin.
Right, yeah. So it was, it was allowed to flourish, and it was encouraged to flourish, and it just fell on deaf ears. That's what and
really
such a
good
large
story, though.
percentage of the population identifies and agrees with what she wrote. even before the internet. So yeah.
Sure.
Well, you're bringing up a point actually,
So what
because you
happens
can
when
say
government partner with AI companies and massive data centers? We'll have peace because now we have war. Now, I don't know if you know this, but we have a data center. The NSA has a data center, and it's very, very large. It has enough space and enough hardware to store every text, email, phone call, everything for the next 105 years. So that's one data center that's already done. So obviously we need these other ones for some other reason that doesn't make sense to me, but that's why you got to trust in government. So when they partner, I think it'll be different because right now we have war. But if we have all these data centers which have no viable reason, because the ones we have are good for the next probably 200, 300 years, then we'll have peace because it's different.
just remember, if you've ever donated blood, that blood could be in someone's boner right now.
All right. Come on.
All right. Well, I guess I give
side.
it. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Andrew.
I'd say I give a general answer to the question. If you want to look at a realistic example of what happens when a government partners with companies like massive data centers, just look what happens when government partnership with banks. It's data, but in a different light. There, you got your answer.
I mean, the real
it too. We would have peace.
It's sort of like prices, right? They don't make sense by themselves. $5 can either be the most expensive hairball you ever bought online or the cheapest LASIK you ever purchased, right?
I think the real answer here is just look what these partnerships, these public-private partnerships are with the federal contracts that have extended like companies like Oracle into the data brokering service and data mining and the massive data center apparatus that's built around Oracle. Both it's banking, it's networking, it's production, it's people. That I mean, you have companies like that's your world.
Yeah,
literally.
No, let's unpack what we actually mean when we say partner with when it comes to government, because that's a weasel kind of phrase, isn't it? Like let's really break that down. When government partners with somebody, when somebody partners with somebody else, they go actively work with them, right? They use their own resources, they combine them with an activity, and they go do it, right? This is how private enterprise works, right? You take money that you've been granted right to control, and you go do stuff. Okay, let's carry that definition now to governments. When they partner with private companies, what they're doing is they're taking tax money from everybody else to pay the partnership people, who then go out and spend your tax dollars to make partnerships with companies that you didn't authorize to govern you in any meaningful way. They make these partnerships specifically with the idea in mind of governing you. So in a way, they're forcing you to buy the products of these companies that you never agreed to buy when you signed up for whatever it is you sign up for when you cast a vote.
Right.
The whole problem of it is that there's no way for a government to partner with a private company in any meaningful way that doesn't involve mass appropriation.
Yes. That's a good point.
So they can't be co-equal actors. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they can't. They can only not. That's true. That is true. But I guess what I'm really saying is the people that they partner with are taking part in a massive wealth transfer that is involuntary. There's no partnership going on there. It's typically when done without authorization of government, called cartel behavior.
This would also fix the problems with the WNBA.
Well, anytime there's a thing on national TV that isn't rating local viewership numbers or outdoing our channel even on a regular basis, that's when you know that there's probably some kind of government partnership involved with it even being there.
Can I get your undivided attention here? I know that this is World Blockchain Roundtable, and this isn't like a confessionary.
Sorry, I'm not good at math.
I know that this, but I have a confession, and I'm going to try to stay. I'm trying.
We're all gay.
Try not get too emotional, but I was led astray by reading Ayn Rand, and I fell to the dark side towards independent thought, independence, rugged individualism, anarchy, and the pendulum swung, and I saw the error in my ways, and I've sinned. I've sinned before all of you, and I realized that how wrong I was. I used to say that in the Fed we could end endless wars, and then I got so dark to thinking that if we ended government, we could have peace. And Sean, you sir have touched my heart. You sir said it right. You said that if we just had data centers in control, we would have peace. And I think that centralization is exactly what we need today. Sorry.
I just read on Rand and became a Paul Ryan fan.
Well, let me tell you, I've been thinking about the whole foundation of her being just showing up in America and writing a book. I don't think any of that's true. I think she uncovered her work and sold it off as her own.
Probably Tartarian. You're right.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
Between?
Yes.
Yeah, she found it in the Grand Canyon.
I'm a man with a pink bracelet.
Yeah. It's actually it's the secret golden volume. It is.
She did travel across the United States, and there is an account of her visiting Upton, Wyoming, and the general area, and I think that's maybe where she found her work.
Was that before or after she blew F.A. Hayek?
I couldn't honestly tell you.
What?
That's their private matters. People have the right to privacy every day.
There shouldn't be any privacy.
You can't go asking those kind of questions, Zach. What do you?
That's why we shouldn't have privacy.
Who gave her a blowjob?
Hayek gave her a blow? Wow.
No. Let's move on. Let's.
Oh wait, no, I took the expert down. Sorry, I'm right answers again.
Yeah, let's keep this dirty.
That's it, isn't it?
That's the reason why we do need massive data centers to extrapolate your entire private life and put it public, because then you wouldn't have shit like that happening anymore.
Every flock camera in every bedroom, every hallway, every bathroom.
Yep.
What we should be striving for.
Okay. Does the data center
you get locked in your house automatically? Essentially.
Yeah.
Do data centers have compound interest by having their own data centers?
Probably
Yes.
have them like right here on our foreheads. Where we go.
You get a barcode on your forehead.
What do you think, Smarty Pants?
Like that
yes.
George.
Okay,
Lucas film.
I'll try to snap back into the frame. Why, yes, of course. The obvious answer is, in fact, that data centers recur down into further data centers, right? It only makes sense to continue adding more. That's the answer to all things AI and blockchain. What we need is massive addition without really much forethought or afterthought or anything about that. Like, just build, right, as fast as possible, ideally before we visibly start running out of resources for other things. Because once people can't drink fresh water anymore, or access electricity on the reg,
we don't need
they might try to slow us down. But the important thing is that we hurry, so we eat it all before anybody else gets it.
Because
is that what happened in North Korea?
Plants crave Brondo. And they got electrolytes.
They want
we don't need water. Everybody likes the Brando.
What do you mean, like from the toilet?
Yeah.
I was. Listen,
I would encourage everyone to watch. Don't waste your time reading, Iran. Spend more time watching Idiocracy. And by the way, I have another confession.
Really, just stop reading in general.
Star
Reading's
Wars is superior to Star Trek.
Blasphemy.
Ooh, I just remembered I didn't get to answer my favorite Star Trek tech. I love those. I love those Unity implants. The ones that convince everybody to build their cities in giant floating cubes.
Oh yeah,
ever.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the vision for the future of AI. And
I still need to answer. Yeah, I still need to answer mine. Imagine a world where we had 15 million.
That's an epithet. That'd be racist.
Yeah. Oh, well, imagine it. But anyways, imagine a galaxy where we have 150 billion Chief O'Briens. AI would be humming.
A personal one that follows you around everywhere.
That's
commenting on your driving and stuff.
Yes.
It's wrong.
And fixing your AIs.
Best thing for Star Trek would be a Klingon toothbrush.
Would it be a personal toothbrush or a collective toothbrush?
Technology, if we're being completely about Klingons.
Don't make fun of Klingons and their breath.
Dude,
Sean, what's your answer?
With what? For what?
The Star Trek.
They must be ornery because of all those teeth and no toothbrush.
The wrong answer is that. Right answer would be the replicator, but
Ferengi, best, yeah, right there.
So the Ferengi or the Ferengi's gold-plated latinum.
Now we're talking some real precious metals.
Did you know that Negus is a real term for a sovereign?
Yes.
No. Say again.
Yeah.
Pronounce
Negus.
Yeah.
N-E-G.
Nega.
Negus.
How do you spell it?
Are you joking?
I believe it's spelled N-I-G-G-A-Z.
No, it's no Z.
Negus.
So. Are you guys messing with me? Have you seen the video?
No.
It's like from the 80s, and it's a spelling bee, and they give it to the kid, and he's like, Negus, can you use it in a sentence? And the guy's like, that's how I know it is. It's a sovereign, blah, 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 blah. In Ethiopia, it's an Ethiopian king or sovereign in Ethiopia.
Yeah, it is. It's actually.
Give me that again.
So that's what Tupac was referencing.
Right. It's Negus, I think. Put the video on. It's hilarious.
But yeah, it's definitely it's a Ethiopian crown prince.
Wow.
Yeah.
Something like that. Nobility, the sovereign, the emperor.
But that's, the Ferengi is the Grand Negus. I thought that was interesting. They took a Star Trek does that.
I should change my name.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that Mighty Mouse is the strongest of all mouses.
No, he's not. Jerry is.
Mouses is not a word, but yes. It's mice, yeah.
Mouses.
Well, this is the wrong answers only, my friend.
Did you know how he got his powers?
Please.
By fucking Jerry?
No, he was locked into a supermarket and he ate a bunch of vegetables and stuff. Kind of ripped off Popeye, but yeah.
Yeah, rip off of
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Well, everybody, does anyone else have any more to say about AI companies and massive data centers before
we got a comment from Erwin, it looks like.
From who?
Well,
I got a lot here to present. My goodness.
Data centers. Whoa.
What is it here? The same simulator.
You got to get there's an earlier comment that makes sense.
Yeah,
your brain is already running simulation of the world outside your skull. Think about that for a second. As you look around at the universe, you inhibit your head. You live in your head, and then it is
your eyes are sending signals to your brain that tell you you're seeing the world, right? So the world's also in here.
The same simulator also simulates a copy of itself, and the head it is inside of you. Think about that. So it goes on for infinite, which probably causes runaway recursions of some kind.
like if in fact our brains are simulating the world and ourselves and copies of our brains that we can inspect in detail to the point where we can tell how they're working, right? Then technically this is probably running a recursive simulator of the same thing.
Yeah.
Which
fact,
hypothetically then is doing the same thing as happening here. So recursion, right? All the way down. Turtles.
Atlas Shrugged has sold over 10 million copies. Sales average about 250,000 copies per year, but they spiked during economic and political shifts. Isn't that true? And biggest period was 2010s, where it averaged 307,000 copies a year. Wow. That was close to the 2008 collapse.
I had the movie.
So
I've seen
that was for your
And the Oscar for Best Actor goes to Data
Centers.
perfect way to visualize it.
Data centers feed the dark room in the basement of the NSA, where someone is looking at the 80s green screen computer and saying, that's interesting. Yeah.
They're doing
reminds me
something
of-
Oscar
else.
goes to way to visualize it.
I put a link in the private chat to that spelling bee thing. Even though y'all were talking about spelling it and everything, it was the
There's a meme I saw floating around on the internet about some lady who had been recording like TV since the 70s or the 80s, saying that they were trying to alter history or something like that.
yeah. She's been.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm in a group for the Mandela Effect that they watch and study. Do you know what the newest one is? God, what was it? It was bad. I'll think of it. You can play that video.
All right, I can pull it up if you want me to, William.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, Emperor.
Yes,
Just a
please.
second.
So I guess this concludes the wrong answers only portion of the show.
Whew, that was
Well, I like doing the wrong answers. Hold on a second.
I think we do it every show, don't we?
It's
I mean, hey, we
hard to
should
get
try.
out of once you're doing it.
A second.
Wrong answers.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right. Here we go.
Needs. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
I guess. Could you use it in a sentence?
The Negus ruled Ethiopia until the coup of 1974.
Negus. Could you repeat the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Stalin tactic there, kids.
Poor kid. Poor kid.
N-I-G-G-E.
And did you say the word loudly for the judges?
Whisper it.
One more time.
Negus.
Negus.
R.
Negus.
No, they didn't edit that. Oh.
Negus. Negus. Negus.
Absolutely stunned, but he'll take it.
Fine, maybe.
Negus, please.
That is so
Right.
good.
I saw this comedian.
That's good that he got it right, because I would have spelled N-I-G-G-E-R.
This
No.
comedian. He said that in his country, when they watch stuff on TV or movies, it has the closed captioning where it changes it, and the N word is friend, like my friend.
Hey, buddy.
But he said that that's the default. So when it's used in other ways, it still says my friend. So he's like, I watched Django Unchained. All these guys are like, hey, get those friends and hang them. He's like, I don't understand. I didn't understand. And then and then there's the show Friends, but there's no friends in it. And they all live in New York City. So it said when I finally came to the United
That's
States.
the wrong side of New York City.
When I finally came to the United States, I was like, wow, this city's a lot more friendly than I saw.
Right.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
They don't let them just wander into coffee shops in Central Park. Come on.
I mean, who would want to?
All right, roundtable. What has happened in the news today this week? Since we met last week, what did the Supreme Court rule on some things?
Supreme Court ruled on stuff. Like a bunch of people have been arrested for online posts in the United States,
which is crazy.
Federal officers are going out in New York, Texas. We had like 3 people arrested. There was outrage, so they got charges were dropped, but they're federal officers now going to people's houses if you criticize ICE.
So nothing's really changed, just the agency.
Baby.
Yeah. I was going to say it was happening under Biden too, right?
Ice, baby.
So they're just reframing the situation to better position themselves as a power.
They're just setting up for a Vanilla Ice reunion tour.
I should go back to wrong answers because wrong answers will keep me out of trouble.
I think the World Cup changed a lot of stuff in Europe because they saw that, of course, the media lies you, they can't trust anybody. But I think the freedom that because we think things suck, but it's so much better than they have it that they went back there and things are very different.
Yeah.
You remember the Bundys? Not the bad one, but the
Alan,
the one with the shoe store.
Alan, yeah. The
ones with the ranch that
not the ones who raised the guy.
He tried to start an app that everyone could use locally. So if you get pulled over or something happens, you hit the app. I'm pulled over, whatever. And the government's got me. Then
brilliant idea.
People will come and watch you. People will come and film. It's way ahead of its time. But now they're doing that in Europe. Like the men in like a little town, like 1,000 people, there's like, hey, there's 100 of us, and they're starting WhatsApp groups. And they're like, if any girl or kid or woman has a problem, you hit the WhatsApp group and say, here's where I'm at. And if 5 people show up, 5 people show up. If 3 people show up, or if all 100 people men in the town, but they're like, we're making a commitment. Fuck the police, fuck the government.
Making a commitment to beat the fuck out of these Muslim rapists.
And if someone is messing with you, just put, I need help, I'm here. And
this feels like it can't possibly backfire.
and it's sad because he's like, now I'm not saying go and do violence. I'm not saying be angry.
Right.
But it's a deterrent if 5 people show up and say, hey, lass, how you doing?
Yeah.
So but I think that's really cool.
I think it's a great app. Are a great use of that technology to be able to unite people in a community to come together against tyranny. I think it's excellent.
There's kind of a danger there, though. Like you got to at least recognize this prospect, right?
It's Muslims.
It has a believe women vibe to it, right? Like remember the university that expelled the kid on a naked allegation of rape. Imagine what happens if you make a naked allegation of harassment in that app.
Yeah, but at this rate, the women and the girls are actually getting raped in England.
Yes, true. I'm not claiming that it's not doing more good than bad. I'm just saying that there's a risk.
What's the risk? They're not reaching out to any government agency, so there's nothing recorded. It's just like,
but any false allegation made to an organization that may or may not do physical justice based on what's put in there probably needs a little bit more procedural safeguard against false allegations than less.
But
so, gentlemen, you
got to have self-control. That's what freedom is.
Right.
But they got to have something.
But group dynamics are probably not the best ways to seed that kind of self-control, I guess, is the worry.
At this rate, like let's take England for example, like London Stan. they have to have something that balances out because they've been taken over by these Sharia Islamist rapists. So and the government, the police aren't doing anything. They're too busy going to people's houses for bad tweets. Oh,
Right.
you said Kai Stormer was a faggot. Excuse
Yeah,
my
I know.
language.
I know.
Yeah, you're under arrest. But meanwhile, you got a little 14-year-old girl that has to literally watch her back because you got 3 despicable,
Excuse
disgusting.
me, ma'am. Are you
I agree.
praying
I
in your
agree.
head? Yeah.
Well,
I
it's
think
worse
this
for
is a
her,
great
too.
solution, though. I think it's a great solution to get the community to come together. My question to you, gentlemen, is how will the government step in to prevent this from taking hold and growing?
They won't.
They'll say you're
They won't.
inciting violence, you're inciting
That's
whatever law
Are they gonna?
that is, and then they'll just arrest the guy.
They'll respond by pretending the problem away. It would be probably illegal online to talk about these things existing.
It's coming.
That's exactly what they're going to do because they're already doing that over there.
They're going to put pressure on Telegram to de-index its search capability, so you can't search for groups. That's what they're going to do.
Well, it's kind of hard to look for stuff on Telegram as it is. It's not very indexed in it, and it's
really not.
Right.
Although I will say, if you do the nearby,
baseband
you
is
can
for.
find a lot of prostitutes. Literally, I did a nearby once, and there were so many people in my area. You don't understand. There's so many people looking for ding dong.
Well, I know that when they had that thing in France a little while ago, they disabled that nearby section. They were trying to do clean up the Telegram's image, but I don't think it can do much.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Another thing of Europe that I've noticed, that I think this might just be some online trolling, but is Europe, do they not have air conditioning?
Fun fact. Oh, fuck. You just opened a can of worms, bro. I'm going to preach.
All right, do it.
America, gun violence. America, kids dying left and right. America, school shootings. America, everyone's killing everyone with guns. America, no guns. America, you fucking piece of shits with your gun culture. More people die in Europe from the heat just in summer than all gun violence in America, which includes suicide. Because which is to have air conditioning.
Which is intriguing to say, because it really, even in heat waves, they don't get as hot as parts here in the United States. So that's saying something.
I agree. Yeah, and they're blaming their heat wave on America running their AC units.
It's an interesting point. I was thinking about that because in the old days, because people were talking about the rape thing over in Europe, and they were talking about how in the old days, if you raped or did anything bad to one of the mob's girls, not like JJ the pimp, but any of the mob's girls, oh, don't worry about it. No need to call the police. No need to bother the government. No need to take taxpayer money. No need to send someone to prison where we'll handle it. And depending on how bad the thing was, whether they ripped her off or smacked her, or if it was real bad, then he was dead. And that's so. Those things used to be in place, and they were a lot cheaper. And the basic things, if you don't, what is anarchy? The philosophy: if you don't harm others.
NAP, non-aggression principle.
Non-aggression principle. As long as you live your life without trying to hurt others,
right?
It all works,
right?
Yeah, but how does that apply? Because honestly, even with that NAP, how do you use that?
Most human beings already abide by it.
It doesn't negate self-defense act.
Yeah, so self-defense is always
property.
Self-defense, and property counts as self. Really, that's how you make sense of the idea.
Well, let's extrapolate that then. Let's extrapolate the NIP. What is stopping somebody because I'm walking down the street and my big toe touches their the edge of their lawn, them just shooting me in the head?
Because that wouldn't actually be a willful act of crossing the property line, right? It's not
a willful
lawn, or I passed out on the sidewalks. I'm having a heart episode or whatever. And fell onto your lawn. It's not trespass. Trespass is when you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing with the psyche of most human beings, especially in the culture that we live today. They don't give a fuck.
I don't know, man. I haven't heard
I can answer your
property.
Go ahead. I can answer
involves a toe on the lawn.
I can answer your inquiry right here. Someone has to pay somebody to give a fuck, and then you have your answer.
Andrew, Zach,
we've all seen the meme.
You live in a different country. We honestly, America is so huge. Different states, different countries, and me, Greg, and William live in a place where if you go and you accidentally hit someone's toe, they go for their gun. Oh my, you also have a gun. It cancels out. Everyone is polite. And we live in a time where I think it's stupid. I mean, I remember my friend, it is bad. It is very bad. He beat the shit out of this guy, broke his eye socket. The guy just got out of the military, so he had no insurance. I forget what happened. It was probably his fault or our fault. We were, we would like to fight. But went to court, and the judge is like, hey, man, you got your ass kicked. Quit whining about it. Back in my day, you go behind the wood shed, you get your ass kicked. The guy's like, I don't have insurance. My eye's floating everywhere. I need, money. And we were also, like 16. But it was different. Like if someone pushed you, you pushed them. If they hit you, you hit them. If they bumped into you, it didn't mean shit, you pussy. Now, literally, it's like, oh, you touched me. I want you arrested for battery.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then you have a record, and that just makes you give money to the government. They don't care that someone touched you. They don't care. You weren't harmed. Your life's not changed. But they have, thank you for opening up this avenue for us to get some money.
Right. You've now involuntarily subscribed to a new government service. It's called incarceration.
And now we can watch this guy more. Now if we pulled over, we have an excuse to ask him a bunch of questions. And we go to his house, we're like, oh yeah, you're arrested for battery. Well, how's your wife?
You also live in a culture of just the aberration of like frivolous lawsuits too. So people sue people left or right for like calling it like you're fat, I'm suing you. Yeah. And then somehow that's a legitimate case.
I'll go with what Sean was saying. Take the bump like a man. Big Van Vader was in Japan, the wrestler, and he was in a match. They popped his eyeball out of the socket. In the middle of the match, he took it, shoved it back to his face, all right, at his eye socket, and finished the match. Take it like a man. Amen. If he can do that, you can get by a little bit of damage.
That's pretty hardcore, actually.
Yeah, that's hardcore. Yeah. But to answer my answer to you, Zach, the idea that if someone accidentally puts their big toe on your property and the person who owns the property, shoots and kills the individual who accidentally stepped on the property, that is not the non-aggression principle. The person behind the gun who shoots the other individual for accidentally stepping on, they're not adhering to the NAP. It's an aggression. It's accidentally stepping on a portion of the glass.
But
it is accidental.
But at the same time, if you want to,
you're not going to shoot him. That's against the non-aggression principle.
Exactly.
But at the same time, if you want to adhere to this philosophy, this NAP, you have to. It can only work in a high trust society, and we don't live anywhere close to
a
high fear society. or a high fear society. Example:
Yeah.
there's not very much theft that's happening in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia,
Or you
By
could say
that
high
argument-
respect, a high
in
respect
Singapore.
That's yeah.
society.
The thing that troubles me about that argument, Zach, is that it presupposes the solution is a kind of voluntary acceptance of non-local coercive authority, right? Like the answer itself presupposes a frame in which government grows naturally, right?
Okay.
Like it's a way of saying, because we live in unsafe times, we need to constrain what we call robust freedom, and therefore, whenever we are living in a state of unfreedom, it is because we are in unsafe times. And how do you ever get back to a phase that favors freedom if the entire argument is based on the precedent that's already evident in the forced outcome, right? Like you literally set up the conditions that set up the argument for the ratchet to always tighten.
Well, that's just human nature in general. We need structure,
right? Which is fine to
and
say.
we find compromise.
Do we need non-local structure? Do we need somebody else's local structure from someplace called Washington D.C. to tell us how to behave?
Not necessarily, but at the same time, the fact is the reason it grows like that is because human beings are naturally inclinated in their tribalist setting. I mean, to find ways to figure out safety mechanisms. So I mean, it's all about being secure.
What human nature is anymore.
I mean, perhaps, right?
I think
define human nature first.
Since the early 1800s,
well,
I think things have been just geared towards bigger government, bigger control, and bigger manipulation and changing us.
And there's always a risk. I mean, that's the risk, and that's in it too. Honestly, human stupidity, really, because we don't have the sense, but yet we have to, at the same time, we are structured, we are wired in our minds to have some form of authority that is of an enforcement mechanism to keep things gathered in a more secure, cohesive manner.
And that's where we go wrong. We outsource the authority beyond ourselves. We outsource the authority to people who become corrupt with power. And then we look to ourselves to fight against the very, acquiesce of our rights to another piece of a person of authority.
That's
where
that's
we
what
fail.
That's where I said, like in the very middle of the last segment, like when liberalism is a reaction to liberalism, that's liberalism, because you want to equate towards an authority structure that kind of gives you this loose base of freedom, but at the same time still have a semblance of authority of enforcement for safety and security. But then you go forth and outsource so much in reaction, because the little guy, for the most part, still doesn't have much of a say. So then they react, and then you have a reaction to that, and then it's just a case of reactionary movement against another reactionary movement.
How do you separate that dynamic, though?
When he was a kid, I thought that was hilarious.
It was a fish hook, but
it was a fish hook. So,
okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
The thing I wanted to note is, yes, that structure is apparent, right? But can you really say for sure that
Wait a minute. Did you mean that structure is
as in like the recursion that you have where?
Because the structure would be apparent.
Is obvious, as in you can see the structure that Zach's pointing at and go, yeah, that looks like a structure, and the pattern holds, right? Like it makes sense. But my question is, suppose the underlying pattern is part of a larger dynamic and not diagnosable in the specific, right? Like, what if that recursive inheritance has more to do with everything than just that one thing?
I don't know.
The question.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I was just going to say, control is relative, right? And it compounds. Reform is fixed and it compounds. There's got to be a shelf life. At some point, someone's got to have some neutrality between the two.
That's where it is. Like you hit it right there. You have this relative structure. It's like nobody when you don't put God first, in my opinion, you're going to inevitably, what else is left but the self? And the self wants to maintain an order for themselves. And then what happens when the self ends up collectivizing with other selves? You end up getting the case of individuality collectivized into a communal framework that ends up leading to more reforms of control.
Right, but
I think we should all go
the
around
unfortunate
before
thing
the
about
show
that
ends
is that the
and just
answer
tell
to
one story of when we had something that was terrible and we just got up and shook it off.
It's not going to happen in
that's a great idea.
30 seconds for each individual.
But
I like the idea, Sean. I maybe we should do that next week.
Well, I think the fish hook thing was pretty funny. So we should all.
The fish would have been pretty cool, though.
Yeah, fish would have been. I was like how like a minnow.
Pull a fish out your nose. You're already like.
I mean, I got into a fight with my best friend. We're best friends now. The first time that we actually hung out, he said something about, I forget what he even said. It was something stupid, and it really had no meaning, and you could shake it off. And I decked him in the face, and then he yanked me up by the shirt, slammed me against the wall, and then we just walked away. And then the next day we hung out and smoked the joint together.
I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I was riding my bike back from fishing on the pier, and I had like a bucket with fish on my handlebars, and I had like my gear and everything, my pole, and I was driving down the main street, and a car hit me, and it hit me hard. I flew through the air, mangled my bike, and then I landed on the concrete steps of a doctor's office. And I got up.
Wow.
I was like, I was freaked out, and he mangled my bike. So I was like, oh, my mom's going to beat my ass. So and it was at a bus stop. All these people start like coming around like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, my bike is broken. So I start walking my bike. Fish were everywhere. I didn't even mess with that. And this cop pulls up, and he's like, hey, did you get hit by a car? I was like, yeah, my bike's messed up. He goes, you need to come with me. And I was like, no, I have my bike. He goes, just leave your bike there. Someone will get it. And I was like, I can't leave my bike. It's broken. My mom's going to kick my butt. So he takes me to the police station, and they arrested the people that hit me. And these guys are sitting there, and they were complaining. They messed up bad because they were complaining because they're going to be late for their dinner reservation. So the cops were like, oh, we're going to really fuck you guys up.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to dinner at home tonight.
Yeah.
They called my mom, and they're like, and they shouldn't have worded it like that. They're like, yes, hello, Mrs. Henderson. We have your son at the police station. And then they were like, hello. My mom fainted. And then they called her back like 3 times. And then but I got in trouble because she fainted. But that was my thing.
Nice.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna have to cut off because we're at the 54, almost the 55 mark, and we got to cut this at the 2-hour mark. But last I'd say is this show has just been it was been a lot of fun with the wrong answers. I appreciate everybody's creativity, and I hope we've been entertaining for those who watch it as here on World Blockchain Roundtable. Last week we talked about tokenization of assets and acquisition of assets on a blockchain and putting them on a blockchain. That was a good one. Check that out. This week, of course, was wrong answers only, the AI and blockchain edition. Next week is blockchain for financial freedom. While we don't provide, financial advice, next week's show will still be good in that we'll talk about what financial freedom might mean if it resides on a blockchain. How it might be preserved, protected, secured, or how it can be acquired, right? So that's going to be a good one. I encourage everyone to watch this for next week. I'm going to ask the panel to go around, tell us what's new, where they can find us, find you, and keep it brief so we can get out of here and close it under the 2-hour mark, maybe 15 seconds tops. Zach, Sean, Greg, all back around to me. Go ahead, Zach.
Join us. Join us. Some point in time. We'll get together, but we will be back. That's it.
Thanks, Zach. Satoshi Sean.
Check me out, Satoshi Sean, on YouTube and the internet and stuff.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I'm gonna real quick. Do you mind displaying a comment in the Chiron from the chat?
The last one?
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. So see that down there? That's the name of the article. Now, if you'll minimize that.
Okay.
This is where you go to read it. Find me there. Check it out. It's live. It's a big read. It's longer than the book I wrote, but it's still not a book. It's an essay. So check it out and figure out what I mean when I say that correctly describing one time creates another.
Ah, interesting. Cool. All right, Andrew, what's new with you?
Like I said, we're on hiatus still, so we'll be back, and it'll be better than ever. Just keep the faith.
Nice. All right. Well, again, everybody, thank you for watching. Make sure you give it a like, a subscribe, and follow wherever you're watching this. This is the World Blockchain Roundtable. Wrong answers only. No financial advice is given on this show, obviously.
Happy Independence Day and happy 250th birthday.
There you go. There you go.
We accept you, Erwin Curtis.
4th of July.
Amen, brother.
Have a safe weekend, and we will see you next week. And we're going to have, as always, good old John McAfee take us out. Thanks again, everybody.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.